put on here. We're going to go full view. And you are going.
All right.
So, yeah. So what I like to do here is, oh, you got a little beverage too? Yeah, I got...
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I just want a little bit of sugar right now, so I'm drinking at Pop Shop. It's this Canadian brand pop that was here in the 70s and 80s. And then they went away for a few, and they came back as alcoholic beverages now.
Oh, how fun.
So these are like old school iconic pops and stuff like that with alcohol now. So I need a little I need a little sugar right now. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's magic. It's magic time.
It is. It is. It totally is. Cheers, man. Yeah, very cool, man. Rock and roll. Hey, we're just gonna get the stream going like ASAP here. Yeah, I just want to do a little Facebook in here. We're going to just let everybody know that we are on our way.
Sounds good.
So what do you got going on right now?
Just hanging out, watching a cat who cannot stand to be locked in or outside of the room. So I'm gonna try and let her out.
Yeah, man, give her.
There she goes. She'll be back. Otherwise, just hanging around, getting bit by mosquitoes a lot, and living the life.
Right on. That's good. That's good.
Oh, it's so great.
That's all we can do right now, though. That's all we can do, right? That's all we can do.
Yeah, hang out, get bit by mosquitoes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's lots going on right now, and then there hasn't been any rain in a while. So, yeah, it's been pretty dry, and there's a lot of bugs out right now.
Oh, yeah. Fun.
Sometimes.
Oh, you are frozen. I don't know if I am. Oh, here we go.
There we go. Yeah, but I still heard you, so I think we're good there. All right, so it's going, and we are good. Okay, so like I was mentioning, you are possibly an old school horror fan.
Yeah, more of the older stuff, I think.
Okay, so I just went to one of the local thrift shops around here, right? I mean, just had to get out today, right? One of those days.
Sure.
So I ended up walking in, and in their front cabinet is where they have like the cooler, more expensive stuff, right? That comes in. So I go up to the cabinet, I'm looking there, and all of a sudden I notice like there's a Tales from the Dark Side box set, right? Like the old TV show.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then there was a bunch of the Universal releases that had like this cool slip and everything like that you can, for like Creature, Frankenstein, and Dracula, Wolfman too.
Those are my favorites.
I love the Universal era, and even just like the 40s and 50s era.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I grew up on.
Right. Yeah, the old black and whites on a Sunday afternoon on TV. That's what I usually watched most of this stuff. It seemed there was kung fu movies and all these old school black and whites and Godzillas.
Very cool. I can dig all that stuff.
Yeah. So ended up scoring Tobe Hooper's Eaten Alive.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That looks good.
Oh yeah, this is the movie right after Texas Chainsaw.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it's got Robert Englund also, a young Robert Englund. So
cool.
So here's an old school one. I don't know, Blood Orgy of the She-Devils.
I haven't seen that, but that's a winning title for sure. That's good.
Isn't it though? Holy shit.
Yeah.
So Ted V. Michaels, what was the other one he did? Oh shit. It's gonna come to me. Anyways, so he's an old school cult director, and then lately he's been putting out some more schlocky stuff, and I wouldn't say it's amazing, but at least he's still going. Yeah, at least he's still going.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Fulci?
Yes. Whoa, what's this one?
Cat in the Brain? Oh.
Was that retitled later or something? Or?
No. This is what it came out as. From I believe it's the late 80s.
I have not seen that one. I thought I'd seen them all.
Man, my eyes are fucking killing me nowadays too. It's bad. But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got my reader somewhere. There's. Oh shit!
It's funny going to like shows now. Like everyone around my age is walking around with like readers hanging off their shirt. You know? It's amazing.
It's so
including. I don't use them just for reading. It's for like cutting my fingernails and pretty much everything.
It's so true, man. I swear. You need them around. So I bought, like, you can go to the dollar stores and stuff like that and pick them up cheap, right? So I end up having like one in every other room kind of thing nowadays. I got one in got one couple in my camera bag just in case. Oh my god, man. It's insane.
This is like when I was 18, this is not how I would envision a heavy metal interview to go.
Talking about how bad our eyes are going.
Yeah. I do have readers in every room and in the car, so yeah.
It's true, man. I mean, I'm 45. As soon as I hit 40, it seemed like everything was just started going downhill.
Oh, it just gets worse. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. I love it. Thank you. And then also too, there was this it's like a deluxe version of the Beyond.
Oh yeah. That's amazing. I don't know if you can see it. I've got a where is it? Oh, it's probably out of view. I have a Beyond jigsaw puzzle up there.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. So
that's a great one.
So what would be your favorite Fulci movie then?
Oh man, it'd probably be a tie between the Beyond, Zombie, and Gates of Hell. I think.
Right. I'm pretty much like that myself.
Yeah, those are. I mean, there's also like New York Ripper and someone Don't Torture a Duckling, I think it's called. And those are cool, but the trilogy is my favorites.
Yeah, gotta throw a little House by the Cemetery.
Oh that one too. Yeah, I can't forget that one.
Like it's ridiculous though how moody and just the way he filmed everything. Like obviously there's plot holes all over the place, but we expect that though. We're okay with that. But
and plus the Goblin soundtrack or whatever, you know.
Yep. But yeah, I would say it's usually between Gates of Hell and Zombie.
Yeah, those are tough to beat.
Yeah, I just went back to Zombie again. I think 2 weeks ago. I just had that feeling again.
Oh yeah,
like as soon as
it's worth it for the eyeball scene.
Oh, that's what I mean, though, right? Like it's so like you can tell that scene to somebody and describe it in amazing detail. It stands out and it's memorable, right? You're always gonna remember that scene because either it's it's obviously a giant stake going into her eye, but it's the way they showed it and filmed it too. Like Giannetti De Rossi, the effects guy. Like, it looked good. The jelly was coming out of the eye, and then it rips, and then it's like, holy...
Oh, yeah, it ticks all the boxes a bit, you know?
Holy crap, does it ever. Actually, let me, I don't think I brought my whiskey down here. Are you a whiskey guy?
Yes.
What's your brand of whiskey?
Whatever's on sale at Safeway, pretty much.
Yeah. I
have no standards. No apology. No apology for my lack of standards.
Oh, that's... Hold on a second. I'm just going to go grab my bottle of whiskey.
Cool, man. I'm just going to sit here and sweat profusely.
Hey. All right.
Yeah, what you got?
Let's see here. I don't know if this is a Canadian brand at all. Spice Box Whiskey.
I don't know that one.
Original spiced Canadian rye whiskey with natural spices.
There's the giveaway right there.
Product of Canada. Okay.
Yeah.
Each batch
cool.
Is hand selected. Holy.
I would hope so.
Wow. All right. Have a shot for our buddy Chris. Shot for all everybody out there hanging out and watching on this fucking hot day.
Yeah, indeed.
Woo! All right.
Right out of the bottle. Oh. Dialing and profiling.
Sometimes you just need to, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you just gotta throw some shit away sometimes and just like fuck it, right? Fuck, man. Especially with
lube the brain wheels.
Yeah, you do though, right? I mean, I don't drink to the point where I'm gonna get inebriated every single time, at all, right? I drink just to have a nice buzz, to chill, put me in just a good mood. I find liquor puts me in a pretty good mood once in a while, and sometimes you just gotta say fuck it, right? Fuck it all, fuck you.
Oh, there we go. You're back. I lost you for a minute.
Oh, did you hear me though? You were hearing me though, right?
No, I missed that whole bit.
Ah, damn.
Feel free to repeat.
What was I saying? Sometimes you just got to say fuck you. That's all I said. Sometimes you just got to say fuck you. I'm drinking out of the bottle. That's it. So, we got Chris here. He's hanging out. And he was in a couple bands, as you would know. And recently, which is cool, I got to see you guys at the Quebec Death Fest.
Oh, yeah.
How was that show?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. It was our first time playing Canada. It was pretty awesome.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well then, thanks.
Yeah, it was cool, man. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was over at the M. Telus there in at the good old Quebec Death Fest, and
yeah.
Eric didn't end up playing that night. You had a pretty cool fill-in. We
did. That was a one-time only event, but we pulled it off. So, and then Sean did a good job.
Yeah, man. Yes.
It was definitely a one-time thing. So,
right.
But
totally.
The show had to go on.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody fucking lost their minds, man.
It was a good time. Yeah.
For sure. So I don't know if you want to go back a little bit and let's kind of maybe recap a few of the things you have been involved in, perhaps?
Okay, yeah. Just tell me
right.
What I should feel about.
So, obviously, you had your hand in a few bands that, namely Autopsy, Death. That was early, quite early. Death was, what was that, 86?
Yeah, my time was 86. Bled a little bit into 87.
Right. Recording though, for the album. Right. So
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Well. So where'd you guys end up recording?
We did the album. We made a first crack at it that was terrible. We Combat, the label at the time, they let us pick a studio, and I was staying in Florida for that summer, over at Chuck's house at his parents', and we grabbed a phone book, an actual paper phone book. We're like, oh, studios, here's one called American Recording Studios, and we went there and we talked to these two guys, and we tried to explain to them what we played. I'm like, yeah, I've never heard of like Slayer or Possessed or anything. They were like, we might as well have been speaking Klingon, it did not resonate with them. So, but we said, all right, whatever. So we recorded, I think like 7 songs or something like that. And the audio got sent to Combat somehow, because this was pre-internet and all that. And they hated it. They said, oh, this is terrible. And They were right. So we cut that one as a loss, and they sent us to LA to do it right a few months later, I think in November. And so we recorded at this studio called Music Grinder, and it was this really huge. It felt like an airport hangar or something at the time. I was like 17, and it was blowing my teenage mind.
Of course.
So it was incredible. And then we did the drums and first rhythm guitar there. And then we moved over to a studio also in LA called Rocksteady and finished it up there. The recording, I don't think we were even there for the mix. I think they, Randy, who did the album, just did that, by himself. And we got like, a cassette of the mix later. It just sounded fantastic. We're like, yeah, this is what it should sound like. So yeah, it was amazing. I still remember it somehow. It was a long time ago.
I would hope you remember that. That's pretty iconic, man. I should say, like, it's a moment for you to be like you said. You're in this giant studio. You're like, holy shit, is this kind of it, right?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Was never in a place like that before.
Right.
Just some little kind of garagey studios and things like that. So
totally,
yeah, very cool.
But you were playing for a while before then too, right? Just hanging out and just doing all kinds of shit.
Oh yeah, just the usual, teenage attempts at early bands and things like that, and
totally.
I've always been playing, just even as a kid, like marching band or whatever, just
right on.
Something. So,
right on.
But Death was the first, known thing that I ever did, I guess.
So how did you end up hooking up with Chuck and everybody there?
It was just him and I. Actually, we couldn't find band members. We looked around and put flyers out and all that stuff, and nothing. I mean, it would be different today, but at that time, we just couldn't find anybody.
Right.
A friend of mine told me, who was a DJ on a small school radio station. She's like, hey, this guy named Chuck is placing an ad looking for band members for this thing called Death. And I'd already been collecting the demos and everything.
Shit, so you were already knee deep in the scene already and shit.
I was already a fan, so
Sweet.
like, there's no way it's the same guy. That's just
wow.
That'd be too weird.
Oh, I think we froze. Yeah, froze.
On the phone, like, hey, just so you know, I'm only 17. I hope that's not a big problem. And I just turned 17. And he's like, oh, that's cool. I'm just 19. It's no big deal. So I'm like, whew, okay. And I thought I'd impress him. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm into like Sodom and Creator and Artillery and Bathory. He's like, oh cool. What about Slayer and Possess? I'm like, yeah, of course. So it was a good start. And then I went over to his house and he played, I think I played him some stuff I'd played on before, like, hey, look, I can play fast, listen to this. He's like, okay, cool, well, here's what I'm doing now. And I played the riffs on his guitar for Scream Bloody Gore, the song, and I was like, yeah, that's great, I would love to play that, that's awesome. And I think I kind of got the gig without really playing, wow. Just by kind of being into it or whatever, saying the right things, basically. And yeah, that was how I got in the band. Right place at the right time. And I don't even know if the ad ever aired on the radio. I kind of just swooped in and snagged it.
Well, yeah, because you're already, like you said, you're already a fan anyways, and you're already looking to get a band going, so it just so happens a guy that has a band that you like is like, holy shit, yeah, totally want to play.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm a fan. Now I get to play, like, Beyond the Unholy Grave and Evil Dead and all that. Fuck yeah, man, that's cool. So, yeah, and then, again, we looked for band members and couldn't find anyone, man. There was no one knew what death metal was in the area. It was just this weird thing that a lot of people didn't understand.
Totally.
So, yeah, I lucked out. I totally acknowledge that.
Yeah, man, that's fucking killer. So then that obviously started your connections and getting a little deeper into things. So after you ended up out of Death, you started your own shit. Yes,
there was kind of a cool intermediate phase where it was kind of like a a repeat situation before Autopsy, because my time in Death was dwindling to a halt. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? I can't not be in a band. You know, that's not cool.
Yeah, this is amazing.
So, I was friends with Bob Yost, who was the singer of this band called Desecration from over here. I don't know if you know them.
No, I know Desecration from the UK, like that brutal death metal band or whatever. But no, I guess this is an older one.
Yeah, no, this was like a Bay Area band. They were another one I liked a lot, and I also like had their demos. I'm like, yeah, Desecration's great. And Bob's like, hey, we need a drummer. You know, can you fill in and play some shows with us? I'm like, yeah, cool. Now I get to play Psycho and Halloween and, you know, all these songs they had. So it was kind of like a similar thing. Like, I was a fan, and I got the offer to, you know, gig with them, and played live 3 times. And then on the 3rd gig, the singer Bob announced on stage that it was the band's final gig. No. So he didn't tell anyone in the band. I was kind of just a fill-in guy, so I was like, oh, okay, whatever, that was fun. I remember the other bandmates' faces just like,
holy shit.
Like, yeah, so, you know, whatever. So I'm like, oh, cool, I got to jam with Desecration. That was fun. Now what do I do?
Wow.
And so, meanwhile, I had become friends with Eric Cutler, who was kind of like a next-door neighbor, like across the parking lot. You know, we got introduced from Steve DiGiorgio from Sadis. And so we became friends. And then Eric and I started talking like, hey, let's start our own band. And we did.
Fucking right. so then you ended up, and then you ended up cutting a demo in '87.
Yeah, we did our first one, in '87. I want to say November or something like that. So we hit the ground running, and, you know, so we were 18 at the time, and now we're in our 50s, and we're still doing it.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, man. So how long were you guys, like, jamming before you ended up recording the demo? Because there's, I mean, like, you hear the stories, it's like, oh, we've been together for a year, we were together for, like, a week, or something like that.
Probably like 2 or 3 months. Not sweet. Super long enough to, you know, write, like, 4 songs or whatever it was we brought into the studio.
Totally.
And not that long.
Yeah. Wow, cool. Fucking right. So where did you end up going to record that?
We did the 2 Autopsy demos, actually at the same studio where we did the Death Mutilation demo that Chuck and I did. It was this little studio called ATR, and it was right down the street from where Danny Corrales, who later joined Autopsy, not too much later, right down the street from his house. And we didn't even know Danny yet, or I didn't. We went there. I'm like, oh, the Death demo turned out cool. Let's go there. And Eric was like, oh, cool, let's do it.
Sweet.
That's where we went, yeah.
Just a bunch of chill guys going, yeah, that's cool, man. Works for me.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, California stoners. You know?
Fucking A. So you were already, like you said, you were already knee-deep in the underground and doing tape trading and doing all fanzine shit and all that kind of stuff already, right, for a few years now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, as soon as I was hip to the underground, and I started off like a lot of people in our age group with like Kiss and AC/DC and Alice Cooper and, you know, Aerosmith and Cheap Trick and all those things. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, Motorhead, what's that? That looks cool. Or Iron Maiden, and then the progression, you know, all of Slayer and Metallica and Venom and so on and so forth. So,
but then but that got you into wanting to know that there is some sort of like community with all of this, right? There's something going on in the background. Like, I mean, like once you get into music, you usually try to find out, hey, I wonder if there's shows around here, or I wonder if there's record shops or all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm assuming that was you, and then all of a sudden it just blossomed into fanzines and like the super underground.
I was always going to record shops, like even as a little kid, riding my bike to Kmart.
Yeah.
They had a record section, you know, like getting like Kiss 8 tracks and stuff like that. I'd get like a Star Wars playset and Aerosmith Toys in the Attic, and like pedal my bicycle home with the bag bouncing off the front tire. You know? So always, you know, doing that. But a big eye opener. Besides, like your buddies telling you, like, oh, you should check out Accept or Loudness or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember going to the record store and finding. I didn't know about fanzines. I knew about like Circus or Hit Parade or all that crap. Mm-hmm. But they had a copy of Kick-Ass Monthly. Oh. I don't know if you know that one.
Nope.
But it was Kick-Ass Monthly, a journalistic poser holocaust. That was the tagline. It was 1984, and it had Wendy L. Williams on the front. It said, Wendy L. Williams, Female Screamer of the Year. I'm like, oh, this is for me. So I bought it, and I took it home, and then it's like, then you see like reviews of other albums and interviews and all the stuff,
right.
And like addresses for other bands and people, and next thing you know, you're writing letters, like getting other bands' demos. I always tried to get the demos that were free or cheap because I didn't have any money.
Yeah, of course.
I remember a Deceased had an ad in some fanzine, like, free demo. I'm like, dude, that's in my budget.
Yeah.
So I got the demo for free.
So that was it.
Yeah. So then just sort of went from there. Yeah, just devouring
totally
all of it. And then there was a couple record stores that actually sold demos.
Oh.
Whether, they were legit or bootleg. There was a store in San Francisco called the Record Vault, and they would sell like compilation tapes.
Oh, perfect.
It would have like the cover would be a homemade cover of like made out of like a page out of like Creepy magazine or something like that.
Love it. Yeah, I love it.
No, nothing. Then you open up the tape and it's be like, like the Sodom demo, the Artillery demo, King Diamond demo or whatever, all just total bootleg. But man, and I got some of the Death ones like that too. But just a snowball effect, and then you just, the endless quest.
Totally, right? And that's the thing, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like once you start getting a hold of these somewhat attainable addresses now, you will write to them and be like, hey, man, hey, I got, I played some drums in a band and whatever, and I want to get your demo. And, like you said, it's a couple bucks or free or whatever it is. Pay the postage, which was like $1 at the time, right? And then it just snowballs from there. You start getting other ads, and then you start getting, the fanzine ads, the tape ads, and just everything, right? Starts coming in, and you're like, okay, now we're in business.
Oh, yeah. I still have all of my old fanzines, even that first Kick-Ass from '84. Like, I've got boxes of them in the garage. I should take those out someday and look through them.
Oh, hell yeah.
I never got rid of a single one. I've got them all.
Wow, man. Get those out of the attic. Yeah, man. Pull those out. Holy shit.
Yeah, or the mice get to them or something.
Well, yeah. And especially with tapes being so popular nowadays, too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I still got all my old tapes, too. Hopefully they still work. They've been in the garage for 2 summers now, so I don't know. Hopefully.
Oh, pull them out now. Pull them out now. Yeah. So you guys end up recording the 2 demos, and then, like, the point what I was getting just about, like, the underground and pen pal writing and everything like that, tape trading.
Yeah.
So you're already involved in that. So your demos, you were able to push them to the proper people, which landed in a few record labels you obviously put it out to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we actually, the Autopsy getting signed, we didn't shop the tapes at all. We got really lucky, and I know I've told this story 1,000 times, but I somehow got in touch with Jeff from Carcass through letter writing. I don't remember how that started, but I got in touch with him, and I probably wrote to them or something like, yeah, I want to hear your stuff or something. He might remember better than I, but he was friends with Hammy from Peaceville.
Okay. And
told Hammy about us. And I got this letter from Hammy like, hey, Jeff said you guys are cool, so, I want to hear your stuff. So I sent him our 2 demos, and he's like, hey, want to sign to our label? We're like, okay. We didn't think about it, we didn't like, no, we really wanted Metal Blade or anything like that. We're like, no, cool, man. but it was cool because Peaceville was a relatively new label, and we were a, you know, fairly new band, so we were both kind of like from the ground up. And that was what, 1988, and this is, I believe, we're in 2020, a motherfucker of a year, by the way.
Oh.
But we're still on Peaceville.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So then Severed Survival comes out. How did that come about? Where'd you record it?
Oh, we went to a studio called Starlight Sound over here in the Bay Area in Richmond, and we went there because our buddies from Hex and Sadis had both gone there. We're like, yeah, cool, that studio's good, you know, and we didn't know to shop around or anything like that, or look around. We're like, yeah, our friends went there, so let's go there too. And that's what we did. We recorded the album, I think, in like 4 days, and next thing you know, it was done.
Holy shit. Holy crap.
Well, we had the budget for more than that, but we literally spent half the budget on weed. And yeah. So, but, you know, we're like, we still have 4 days worth of recording budget. Let's do it. And we did it. We were monitored for the second album. I'll just tell you that. Yeah. Emmy actually came out for the second album recording probably to keep an eye on us or something, but he was joining the party too, so we'll leave it at that.
So you guys, like, obviously you're rooted in punk rock, right? Because Autopsy has a style that has that sort of the punk rock aesthetic. It's never blasting. It's just got a, you know, like a punk vibe to it most of the time.
At that time, I would have disavowed anything that wasn't death metal, you know, personally, you know, because we were just like, death metal's all that counts, you know, like, even though we liked other things, whether we would admit them freely or not, but, but it was at a point where if it wasn't heavy and brutal, it sucked. You know, there was a couple year span where, because it was new, and where you kind of have to like prove yourself, like, okay, we're the fucking brutalist. So we would have never said, oh yeah, I really like Sex Pistols or, you know, DRI or whatever. You know, we liked all those things, but yeah, we were really we just wanted to be heavy and fucking crushing, you know. So nothing else counted at that point in time.
Right.
As far as what we'd own up to listening to at home, for sure. You know. But yeah, in terms of Autopsy, we just, you know, full board heavy, as heavy as possible.
Totally. So who's the riff makers in all this then? How does it work?
For the first two albums, Eric and I wrote all the music and lyrics, and then around the time Fiend for Blood, which was our second EP, 91, we did that. Danny started writing some stuff, but primarily it was Eric and myself.
Right on. So when you guys record the album, comes out on Peaceville, it was well received. Like, how did that feel? Like that people were just like, holy shit, man, you guys are fucking awesome, man. Let's I want to see you live and all this shit too, right now.
Yeah, I think it went over pretty good. I mean, we didn't sell like millions or anything. No. I mean, you know, still super underground on not a huge label, but it went over good. It got some notoriety too because the cover got, you know, banned.
Yep.
Because the guy's getting ripped apart by hooks, and at that time it was.
Yeah. Oh, we cut out. I think we cut your audio out. Damn.
So they said, hey, we want to, you know, re-release the album, but with like different artwork, and, you know, sort of like get it in more stores. And we were cool with that. As long as it's not, you know, some like wimpy art or something. Yeah, more cool art. Sure. 2 covers for one. Hell yeah, let's do it. And then we got the cover with the Surgeons on it as our second version, and that one was killer too. So we're we're super happy. And it's been reissued with both covers, at different times. So, no complaints, man. It worked out good.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, I mean, so that obviously just kept you guys pumped and going because now you're playing tons of shows and you're just getting jacked now. So, yeah, so the label's doing well for you. The tours are doing awesome, and you guys just keep making more tunes, man. You guys are jacked.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we did two European tours for that album. And I mean, we never toured a whole bunch. We're not like road warriors or whatever, right, like a lot of bands are. We do things here and there, and we're still like that. We don't tour properly. We've toured properly 3 times in our whole history.
Oh,
the
wow.
Rest are
okay.
Scattered bits here and there. It's just not who we are. A lot of bands do that, and that's not us. But, yeah, we did go do 2 European tours in 1990 when the reissue came out, and kept busy in the studio and just moving forward all the time.
Totally. So, and so during the Autopsy years, so Shit Fun comes out, and then kind of, yeah, okay, well, what's up with that cover?
Yeah, I knew that was going to come up.
Yeah. I always wonder that. It's just like, what's this?
I know. I wonder that too. It was at a time where there was various factors. There was various factors involved.
Totally.
We started kind of catching flack for lyrics around the time of Actually Unspeakable.
Okay.
Because they just started getting more and more, pushing the envelope.
Right.
As far as, brutality and gruesomeness and all that. And that just made us laugh, when reporters would get upset,
yeah.
I went on a promotional tour in 92 when that album came out. It was just me, representing the band, and I was out there with also the singer from Anathema at the time. Sweet. and Paul from Peaceville. And we went to radio stations and did interviews, for, radio shows and magazines and all that. And people were genuinely mad at me for lyrics. I remember getting yelled at over the phone, you are a terrible person because you're writing this and that. And I just thought it was funny. I'm oh, well, you think that's bad? I'm glad that pushed your buttons because now I can really get inspired. So
it was a fuck you.
Oh, totally. And also, Peaceville sold. They got sold to Music for Nations around that time.
Oh yeah.
And they did not care about us at all. We were an ant to be flicked off or whatever. So just all these things, and we also knew the band was splitting up. We went on a U.S. tour, and by the time we got home, we're yeah, this isn't fun anymore. Let's call it. But we got some good tunes written. Let's make a farewell album. Let's do a farewell local show and go out, with heads and middle fingers raised high and do it in style.
Yeah. So
we had nothing to lose but just say fuck you and fuck everyone, and this is gonna be a nasty album and you're gonna have to deal with it. So there you go. That's how that one came about.
Wow.
I still, on the rare occasion when I play that album, I still feel I feel so gross. Not just because of the cover, but just everything about it is just, it's horrible, but in a cool way. I just feel I need to cleanse my brain or something.
Well, like you said, man, that was the Fuck You album, right? Oh, we're paused. Like you said, that was just the Fuck You album, right? So it was all balls out, it didn't matter. You can't hear me.
Oh, there we go. You're back.
There we go. So that album was pretty much just the big Fuck You, Charlie. We're out of here. Yeah, press sucks, you all suck.
Pretty much, yeah. We were kind of fed up with everything, and weren't afraid to just go for it, pretty much.
Totally. So then you end up getting Abscess going right after that.
Yes.
So it was just you needed to keep going though. Oh. Hold on. Wait. Yeah. Let's see. I hope everybody's doing all right. Yeah. No.
Your internet connection is unstable.
There we go. All right.
Don't worry, everyone. It's only going to happen like 45 more times.
Hey, I'm cool with it if you are.
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
Okay, cool.
I got company here, you know?
Yeah, right on, man. So Abscess gets going because you're still pumped to keep playing and to keep doing something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I said, I've never not been in a band, ever.
Right.
You know, so, yeah. The Abscess kind of actually bled over into the last days of Autopsy. We did the first, 3 or 2 Abscess demos before the final Autopsy album.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You know, we were sort of doing both for a minute. But, you know, it was all cool. No hard feelings with the end of Autopsy.
Oh, yeah, we're out.
I don't think we could ever do that again and live to tell a tale.
Right.
It was debauchery all the way.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of funny though. Unfortunately, with that story, you ended up getting cut out through some of that. So I'm sorry for that.
Oh no, it's okay. It's gonna happen again.
Hey, it's gonna. Well, we're just gonna have to get together. Yeah. Okay. Can't hear anything right now. All right. Okay, there. I think we're back now.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just gonna have to actually get together to do a proper sit down with you eventually, anyways.
Yeah, without the technological nightmares.
I know, right? This is all we got to deal with, though. That's the problem, right? Right now.
Exactly. Yeah. At least it's something.
At least it's something.
You know, staying home and things like that.
So with Abscess, you guys got hooked up with Relapse, and then was it Urine Junkies that came out?
Yes, that was just our demos slapped together.
Okay.
And, then he also put out our second album as well, and then that was it for them.
All right. So was Urine Junkies almost the continuation of Shit Fun?
I guess there obviously was a theme here. We were just going for the gross, you know, really is all it was.
Yeah.
Just, you know, we're like, let's see how disgusting we can be, and people have to deal with it.
Right.
But that ran its course, and then we sort of we started getting sort of heavier. And we really wanted the original intention of Abscess was to break away and just really focus on that. We really embraced the whole hardcore punk thing, but still kind of death metal at the same time.
Totally.
But you know, in intention to break away from Autopsy. We didn't want to do the same thing twice in a row.
Totally.
But then it started getting heavier and heavier as we went. You know, the last few albums they still have the punk rock in there, but some serious, you know, pretty heavy death metal too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we just got hungry to be heavy again.
But you just didn't stop. You kept busy this whole time.
Yeah, still keeping busy.
Yeah, honestly. There's a question I forgot to bring for the one demo, Critical Madness. Is that a reference to a movie of Truth or Dare, A Critical Madness?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what that song is written about.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So, yeah, you know that movie?
Yeah, Tim Ritter.
Yeah, dude. The cool thing is, Eric Cutler got to be friends with Tim through the internet.
Oh, cool.
And, there was a reissue of the Autopsy demos that came out a couple years ago.
Right.
We called it Critical Madness, the Demo Years.
Yes.
And Tim please supplied us with a still from the movie for us to use as the album cover.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because it's that face laying on the ground, right, or whatever, that picture. Yeah.
The kid with the baseball hat on,
yes.
Covered in blood, laying there. So Tim actually gave us that, which was really nice of him.
Wow, killer!
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie, man. I was a big fan of it back in the old days, man. I loved it.
Oh, dude, we watched that movie so many times, over and over. That was, in a group of 20 horror movies that we would just constantly play.
Yeah, totally. Right on. Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Some good scenes in that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I followed Tim Ritter for a while too. I mean, obviously with Truth or Dare, and then he had his later one out too, Killing Spree, which was kind of the same feel also, where it was just like he ended up just getting so pushed overboard that he just fucking lost his mind and was just...
I haven't seen that one. I'll have to look for that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. There's some great gore in it. Way better gore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, totally.
Truth or Dare had some good ones in it too, man.
It totally did, especially when he mows down like the bus stop with the lady with the kid and everything.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Those are the movies that we would rewind on the VHS tapes over and probably ruined them before they went back to the rental store,
It totally happened, man. I noticed.
Why is this scene all stretched out? Yeah. What's going on? We sit there and laugh, it was like so hysterical.
Yeah, totally. It's exactly that happened, man. There'd be movies where there's a part coming up and people have talked about it, so you're waiting for it, and then all of a sudden the tape just starts going wow, wow, and then starts scratchy and snowy, and yeah, it's because we would just rewind them to rewatch these cool parts, because you had to watch it slow-mo, everything, right?
Pretty much like the non-gore scenes were just a prelude to the gore scenes. You're like, okay, this is cool, but here comes this part that we've been waiting 20 minutes for,
Oh, totally, man. Oh, my God, I totally get it. So you ended up hooking up with this band called The Ravenous also.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously, for your love of the sick and depraved and the gore and all that, so hooking up with Killjoy for this was actually pretty sick.
Yeah, well, I had known him a little bit from the Death Days, because him and Chuck were friends. It's that we communicated a little bit, like him, Killjoy and I back in the old days, and lost touch for a long time, as it happens. Then we got back in touch again when he reactivated Necrophagia, and we were just like chatting, and I don't remember who brought it up, but one of us was like,
cut out again. We cut out. Fuck.
He actually, Danny Loker telephoned me out of nowhere when the first Autopsy album came out. He's like, hey, I'm Danny Loker, and, you guys are cool, man. So he got my phone number from, I think from Hammy from Peaceville. And so, we had that connection. We're like, yeah, we'll get Danny, and that'll be fun. And then we got Danny Corrales and Clint from Abscess on board. And
sweet.
And yeah, it was not a long-lived project, but it was a good time, man.
Yeah. Well, you guys ended up putting out a couple albums, though.
We did, yeah. We did 2 full-length albums and an EP, and we did a handful of shows. We got to play CBGB's before it closed, so that was cool.
Wow.
And stuff like that. Played like Milwaukee Metal Fest, that King Diamond played stuff like. So we did, didn't do a lot, man. But what we did was a good time.
Yeah, but that era of sickness there, especially when Necrophagia started kicking back in again too, and everything. People were horror and gore hungry at that time, it felt. And you guys brought this sickness, man. Like, I remember I was working at a radio station at the time. We were doing a metal show. It was so late 90s or whatever. Because when did the first Ravenous come out? Was it 2000? 2001?
I think 2000. Pretty sure it's 2000.
Okay, yeah, right. So we ended up getting promo copies coming in because Housecore was starting to put out like the Super Joint Ritual and all that kind of stuff. So the whole Phil Anselmo connection with all that. So we started getting the promos, and then the Ravenous came in, and same with Necrophagia's Black Blood Vomitorium. When that came out. And it was just gross, man. Like, you guys fucking, it was sick. Like, where'd you guys end up recording a lot of that stuff?
We did the first album at Different Fur in San Francisco, which is where Autopsy did. We did Mental Funeral there, and the Retribution for the Dead EP. So we went back there before that studio closed. I think we probably would have went back again, but it ended up shutting down. But then the other stuff we did at this little weird back house studio called Woo Woo, and it wasn't nearly as good. But we're like, oh, it's close and it's cheap, and that one we actually did remotely, which wasn't nearly as fun. Like the first one, we were actually all in the same studio together.
We're back. No, can't hear you. See, we're having fun, people. That's what we're doing. We're trying to figure this out.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, okay. Hey, we're back. Yeah, cool. So go ahead.
Oh, well, it was just a kind of a crappy, cheap studio where we did the other two records, and we did them remotely, so like the bass and the vocals were added on later.
Oh, we're out again. Sorry, we're just out again. All right. We're having fun tonight. It's Thursday. It's fucking hot out tonight. It's Thursday.
It's unstable
yeah.
Connection Thursday.
Totally.
Love it.
Totally, man. But like I said, like I said, then you're gonna have to watch the documentary so when we connect with this motherfucker, then we can get it, and it'll be okay. It's all good.
It's gonna work out beautifully.
Yeah, totally. Also, I wanted to bring up. I remember getting one of these. I'm gonna say it's waterlogged, but the death metal years of Peaceville, or whatever.
Oh, I've never seen that poster.
Oh, unfortunately, it's waterlogged and everything, but
that happens.
Yeah, totally. But anyways, so the compilation that came out during this time, was that you in the band Doomed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not only me, but Danny Corrales and Eric Cutler were on that too.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. That was just like a kind of a side project just for fun, kind of like a punk influenced, or maybe a death metal infused punk band.
Oh, it totally is. Totally is.
Yeah. Just for fun. We did like two little sessions that came out as 7-inch EPs, and that was it. Just a good time,
Oh, that's all that came of it.
Yeah, it was never like something that was meant to be. It was just like just for fun,
Ah, shit. Fuck. So there's 7 inches out there then.
Yeah. There's 2 of them, and then they got reissued on CD and LP.
Whoa.
I don't know how many years ago now,
right.
On a very small label out of Scotland, and I've got a box of the 12-inch records in my garage. Like I probably got like 60 copies of it sitting around still.
I'll take one.
I could send you one.
I'll send you some money for postage, man. I'm in. Seriously.
Yeah, I got a ton of those, man. It was not a hot seller.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. No, totally, dude.
The 7 inches are long gone though. Those went pretty quick.
Yeah. Wow. No shit. Very cool. So then you do your thing. You're doing all everything in the background or whatever because you just have to. Like I'm the same way. You just have to do something, right, all the time.
Yeah. Get restless.
Exactly. But then why does Autopsy kick back in again?
For 15 years, we said, no, we will never do that again. We did it. If you missed out, too bad. I'm sorry, but no. Well, we Severed Survival turned, I guess, 20 years old. And we at that time, that's already a long time ago now. We were like, oh my God, I can't believe it's 20 years ago. That's crazy. Let's talk to Peaceville and do like a cool anniversary edition of it, like a reissue, and maybe even record a couple new songs as Autopsy, just to for basically bonus material. And so we did that, and it was fun. We're like, oh man, that was pretty cool. There's a little Autopsy gas in the tank.
Yeah,
but it wasn't meant to be anything that would last. We're like, oh cool, we did that, it's done, whatever. I'm glad we did it. Made for a cool anniversary reissue. But next thing you know, we're getting offers, like, hey, so how about you play our festival or whatever? And Maryland Death Fest was one. And we'd already worked with those guys twice with Abscess. Right. So we knew they were cool. Ryan and Evan, they're super legit and are great at what they do. But they came to me and started throwing us offers. And we're like, no, not going to do it, whatever. And they didn't stop. They're like, come on, it kept going. And we got to a point where we talked about it amongst ourselves, and we caved in. We're like, all right, let's do it. We'll do a show. First I believe it was going to be like a one show thing. I don't even remember anymore. It's already been, 11 years, hard to believe.
Yeah.
But, and then, we booked that. Then all of a sudden we're getting offers to play Hole in the Sky in Norway and Partisan in Germany. These, big festivals,
Yep.
Partisan, that's 10,000 people or whatever. And
yep.
We said, okay. And then I remember we discussed amongst ourselves, well, if we're going to do this, we're not going to be just like an oldies act. Okay, we're going to play this old stuff. We're we got to bring something new to show that we're not just trying to, relive our youth or something like that.
Right.
So then, without really trying, all of a sudden we're getting I remember Eric and I were having these conversations dude, I'm driving down the freeway and I got these riffs stuck in my head that could be a new song. It was the handle broke off on the metal faucet, it's just riffs, and Danny was writing stuff, and we brought in Joe from Abscess. He got into the chapter 2 of Autopsy as well. So all of a sudden we had, the band back together, and we had all these new ideas. We go and record an EP, and then an album, and another album, and it's just the floodgates opened, and
right on.
Here we are still.
Wow. But so then Peaceville was cool just to be like, hey, let's do it again.
Oh yeah, they would have. I don't think they would have ever said no to us ever.
Cool.
But they were cool with us saying no. But we didn't shop around, and we didn't hit up Nuclear Blast or any of those labels. We're like, well, let's talk to Peaceville, and Abscess had been working with Peaceville for a couple albums, so it just kept going.
Right.
And Peaceville was excited. They're like, yeah, let's totally do that. So that's pretty much how it went down.
That's it. Right on, man. But yeah, you probably, getting Autopsy rolling again, like you said, it was you're starting to get a few people inquiring about hey man, we just heard you guys did something again. What are you doing? You want to play a show? You want to do this? So it feels, it's almost like it's revitalized you again to be like, oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it got kind of crazy. I mean, we've been pretty busy since we got back together. We played a lot of places, you know, not like some bands where, you know, hundreds and hundreds of shows or whatever, but I mean, we've been, you know, a lot of places, we've never been to before. Right. Like in the old days, we never played like Finland or Norway or Denmark or Brazil or any of those things. So we got to do a lot of that stuff, which was cool.
Right on. Oh, we cut out again. This is shot time. That's maybe what we do every time we cut out. We have a shot. Mm-hmm. And we're back. I was just saying, everybody, it's just like every time it cuts out, we need to have a shot. Cut out again. Fuck. This has been fun.
Uh-oh.
Well. Oh, I just spit my water out. Excuse me.
We're just calling these beer breaks, right?
That is exactly what I said. I was like, this is the time where we have a shot, we have a drink, we just recollect ourselves for a sec.
Yeah, get up, go take a piss or whatever you need to do, you know, feed the cat.
How did you guys end up hooking up with Ben Scooter to start doing all your artwork nowadays? Because it's literally, I'm going to say it's a match made in heaven right now.
Oh, Wes is so cool. I just looked him up on the internet because after seeing him, you know, do stuff for, you know, like Mortician and Deceased and,
yeah,
you know, everyone else he's worked with. I mean, he's super good. I just looked him up and sent him an email saying, hey, you know, we're with Autopsy, and how would you like to work together? And he was super receptive to it, and yeah, there you go.
That's it. Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the artwork that he's pulled together for your guys' latest albums, man, like, I'm gonna say there's a connection to it, man. Like, he feels you guys, and it just seems to be working, man.
Yeah, well, he definitely likes to go for the gore, and that's what we do, you know, lyrically and you know, audio wise. So yeah, it's a good connection for sure.
Right on. Yeah. Fucking A. So it feels good to be playing again, and I mean, like you said, you're not it's not full time, but it is. But you're not playing live like, you know, like the Roadhouses guy, the roadie guys do.
Yeah. No, we're not making a fortune off this. If we didn't want to do it because it made us feel good in some capacity, we wouldn't do it.
Right.
You know, there's no question about it. So, yeah, we're doing it because we like to do it.
And I'm assuming everybody has full-time jobs?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for the most part. I mean, we're, you know, just doing normal things, you know. And,
totally.
And we squeeze the band in there, and we like to do it. What can I say?
You just like to do it, honestly.
If our hearts weren't in it, we would not be doing it.
Right. No, totally, man. And yeah, like exactly, just like you said, it's like, we're not in it for the money. If it's there, cool. If not, I don't give a fuck.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no other reason to do it.
It's passion.
Besides wanting to.
That's it. What about the other band that you've been working with lately, with Dave and this painted dolphin?
Painted doll?
Yeah, man. What's going on? Because I mean, you're an old school guy too, so you grew up with like Deep Purple and Blue Oyster Cult and all that kind of shit too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I grew up with my parents, like Beatles and Beethoven. You know,
yeah,
that's kind of where I was started musically. You know, just sitting down listening to my mom and dad's records, and that was, you know, they had all sorts of things like jazz records and bluegrass, and they had like Bo Diddley, and I remember playing their Beatles record.
It cuts out. And it cuts out. That's why you're going to watch our documentary.
Make my own discoveries like Kiss and all that later on. But,
right.
So the rock stuff was definitely deeply ingrained.
Totally. It totally is. I'm the same way too, man. I remember as a kid growing up, you almost want to just push everybody else out. You put some headphones on, you plug it into the radio, and like if you had a tape player at the time, you're recording shows and stuff, but you're trying to record tunes that it was like, ooh, I kind of like that, I'm going to record that, and you're off in your own world. But a lot of it, like you said, a lot of it's the old school stuff. Ted Nugent, Blue Oyster Cult, old Sabbath, and all that kind of Van Halen, and it just
all the stuff.
Yeah, man, it's fucking and it's unbelievable. So this Painted Doll thing it has a nice mellow side to the old school classic rock.
Yeah, that was something that it's oddly connected to Autopsy.
Yeah. Oh, and it cuts out. You son of a... Oh, it cuts out. And he freezes. It has...
I don't know if you remember... Oh, no, internet connection's unstable.
Internet went out for a few there.
Oh, okay. I think we're back.
Yeah, I think so.
Are we back? There's one way to find out.
That's it. Uh-oh. A shot. You gotta have a shot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if you remember a show called At Midnight that used to be on Comedy Central?
At Midnight? No.
Okay, well, it was a good show. They had, like, comedians on, and Dave was one of the regulars on there. We always thought he was great. Like, oh, yeah, he's one of our favorites on the show. So, unbeknownst to us, he somehow ended up filling in, playing guitar for Thor.
Wicked! Canadian!
Yes. So Dave played guitar for Thor at that show that Autopsy played at the Housecore Horror Fest. And so, after the show, Dave was walking around, and my wife, who was selling merch for us, she flagged him down. She's like, "Hey, aren't you Dave?" He's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Yeah, my husband's out there playing right now with Autopsy." And he's like, "Oh, cool." And he went and watched us play. And then I met him after the show, and we kind of just hit it off, and we watched Goblin together.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Connection in this whole, strange puzzle. So we actually sat there together and watched Goblin, who played after us. And we stayed in touch and just started talking about bands we liked, about psychedelic bands and obscure things and stuff like that. And then I mentioned something like, oh, we should jam together, just make some noise or something at some point, because he's a killer guitar player.
Right.
He's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And then it just sort of turned into this thing, and then we started talking about, oh, maybe we could do a couple songs and make a single out of it or something like that. And then next thing you know, or maybe an EP or something, and then all of a sudden it turned into an album.
Wicked.
And it was weird because he lives in New York and I live over here in California, so we'd have to do weird shit. Like he'd go to LA to do, either a comedy show, because he's also a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
So, we'd meet up. I'd drive down to LA and go see a show. And then we'd rent a rehearsal space and jam Painted Doll stuff.
Cool.
And so we got together 4 times before doing the first album, then recorded it in New Jersey. And then, then we did a couple little mini tours. We did an East Coast mini tour. We got to be direct support for Monster Magnet for 2 shows, which was
right on.
Because they're one of my favorite bands. So how did this happen? And then we did a few shows in the West Coast, and that was awesome. And then we did a second album, which is actually coming out this September on TP Records, like the first one.
Yeah.
So we're keeping busy with that. Yeah, man, it's something I like doing a lot. It's a lot of fun playing kind of like psychedelic rock.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a nice departure from the usual full board brutality, you know? Yeah, it's great. Because Dave's a musician and a cool dude.
Totally. He's fun. We had him, we interviewed him a few weeks ago, about a month ago or whatever now. And, you know, brought that up, obviously, the Autopsy connection and everything. But the Painted Dolls, though, it's a mellow throwback, man. It's not the, like you hear some of the typical radio bands out there that are, you know, they have an influence here, they have an influence there or whatever. But you guys kind of keep it pure 70s, man. Like, do you record it? Like, kind of analog? How do you guys end up doing that?
No, it was recorded digitally, you know.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, the engineer, Tom Beaujour, who recorded our albums, ended up playing the second guitar at our live shows. So that was cool. And then our friend Erica Osterhout, who we know from the local scene, she's in a bunch of killer bands. She played bass for us live.
Sweet.
So it's this weird kind of death metal rock.
Yeah.
Merging, playing, you know, this psychedelic rock stuff.
But it's a nice change, though.
What's that?
It's a nice change, though, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's stuff I like to listen to, and to be able to play it is a lot of fun.
Oh, it totally is, man. Because as much as we love the brutality and the heaviness and you know, the doom and everything, sometimes we need to venture off into what got us there also, too, right?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, and it's, you know, musical exploration.
Yeah, man. Oh, totally. But that's what keeps us fresh also is, you know, death metal, and then it's like, okay, I need to listen to Yes, and I need to listen to, like, you know, old Genesis or Ambrosia or just anything like that, right? Just to separate ourselves, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, Autopsy, yeah, we're heavy again. So you need that break, right?
All right, it is internet unstable connection Thursday.
We need that. So we need that separation from, like, death metal to classic rock, progressive rock, psychedelic rock, all that kind of stuff to make us like death metal as much as we did when we were 17, right? Because I mean, like, we have different moods, we have different days, ideas, and you know, and just the way our days go, and you can't just listen to death metal all the time, right? So doing bands like that brings you like, oh man, maybe I should listen to some obscure 70s rock and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just fun, man. What can I say?
It totally is, man. And lately, myself, I've always been a yacht rock guy. So I like Toto. I like you know.
I've never heard the term yacht rock.
Little River Band, Ambrosia, Pablo Cruz, all that kind of stuff, right? So I've been killing that stuff lately. And it's funny because Kelly from he actually in I Am Morbid right now, but he was in Pessimist and Diabolic and stuff. He's a big yacht rock fan too, so it's like we want to hear Michael McDonald, we want to hear Player, we want to hear Ace and all that kind of stuff, right? So I've been having a friend, actually we're trying to make some tunes right now. Just to kind of chill things out, right? Because I mean, I want to do vocals, I want to play bass, I want to do stuff heavy, but then there's those times where it's like, I just need to chill out and just play a nice, you know, fucking riff in the background and just chill, right?
Yeah, just go for whatever you're into, you know.
Exactly, man. What have you been listening to lately?
Oh man, I'm all over the place.
Good. Tell me, what's up?
Let me look around. I've got Spirit. Spirit of 76 in particular is one. I've got some.
Spirit.
Randy California.
Yeah, the prog rock band from then.
Yeah, I mean, they're, I don't know if I'd call them prog rock, but that's one that's sitting out. I've got some Parliament and Funkadelic.
Oh yes.
I've got let's see what else. The Nice with Keith Emerson. That's sitting around.
Yes, his pre-Emerson, Lake and Palmer stuff that he did.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking around. Let's see the latest Who album. I like that one a lot. Just called The Who.
Oh.
The new one. Let's see. Another favorite is the Lemon Twigs from New York.
No. What's up with that? Who's that? What's that?
They're current. They're like these two brothers from New York. They play everything, like all instruments and record their own stuff. I'm super impressed.
Cool. The Lemon Twigs, eh?
Lemon
Nice.
Twigs. I like them a lot. What else is sitting around here?
Yeah, Funkadelic, the first album. I actually ended up going to see George Clinton last year in Buffalo. Unfortunately, I mean, as much as I love George Clinton, he doesn't do anything anymore because he just, from what I've heard from his other band members and stuff, that he's just so far out there now that he did a lot of acid. He fucking tripped out. He tripped.
No.
Yeah, I swear to God.
No way.
Yeah. So he is pretty much out there right now. So he's almost like a Flavor Flav kind of throw guy once in a while. And we ended up seeing him last year at the Art Park in Lewiston, New York here. And I was very disappointed because it's all new people. Nobody original, nobody old school. It's just George that comes out once in a while and just like, hey, Atomic Dog. And like once in a while, and that's it, right? And unfortunately, I'm disappointed. But the point I was making was I ended up sitting down with Funkadelic's first album in its entirety 2 weeks ago. And
that's a good one.
Holy shit, man.
It's a journey, isn't it?
It literally is. These old albums, it was the feeling. It was them, like, no record labels, no nothing, just them tripping balls, and wow, man, holy fuck. But you guys, Autopsy, kicking it old school, keeping it real. You've been working on some new shit, haven't you?
Well, we started to, and then this whole COVID thing happened.
Right.
Which, we had like all these shows set up. We had actually kind of a stacked year.
Yeah.
We had, we were going to go to the Netherlands and Portugal and London and Texas and Portland and all these things. And then we actually played Chicago on the 7th of March, which was right before things got really weird.
Yep.
Like we played, it was like a perfect show. We played, it was a sold out show, it was killer and great bands, and we had a good time, and like nothing went wrong. It was just fantastic. And there was sort of like talk about this thing that's happening. But we were like, oh, whatever. We got a show, it's all cool.
Yep.
And then we got home, and like literally just a few days later, it was like lockdown and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, and amidst all of it, we were going to cram in. We actually had studio time booked for last month. Like in between all these shows, we were like, we're going to record a new album amongst everything, and it's going to be crazy, but we're going to do it. And everything got canceled. We had to scrap the studio dates. Yep. We lost all of our shows, not just us, but like every band on planet Earth.
Yep.
Everybody. So it wasn't like, we dropped the ball or something like that. Just
totally. Are you drinking water out of there?
Yeah, it's so hot in this room right now.
I got a huge jug of water I got to keep fucking drinking from. Totally. I get it.
Yeah, if I just like keel over and pass out.
It's because it's hot.
I'm in this little room and it's like 90 degrees out. What's that? 32 Celsius. It's fucking hot.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty sure that's what the temperature is.
Yeah, sweating profusely and feeling a little lightheaded.
Totally, man, totally. I don't even know how long we've been going for.
Who knows?
I don't even know, man. How are you feeling? Are you still good?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, actually, I have another one on reserve.
Oh, crack it open, man. I'll have a shot with you when you crack it.
All right.
Cool, man. So you're in Florida?
Eh?
You're in Florida?
No, I'm in California.
California, sorry. Yeah, California.
No, if I was in Florida, I would have already passed out by now.
So. All right, cheers, man.
Yeah.
All right, cheers, everybody. Woo!
Yeah. So, anyways, there went our plans for the year.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's same with us too. I mean, I was trying to have most of this finished by September, but obviously that's not happening now. So that now that gives us time to reconnect and hopefully get the proper sit down with you for this.
That would be cool. Yeah, for sure.
It totally would, man. It totally would. Because I remember seeing you guys when, obviously, last year before Death Fest. And you guys were, I wanted to come approach you guys, but, you got a fan base, man. You got a lot of fucking people that want to hang out and ask you a million questions and stuff. So I didn't want to approach you at this time just because you had a million, there's all kinds of people hanging around and fucking, it's Autopsy, man. You guys don't play often, which is, it's fucking awesome.
No, just come up and say hi. We're not terrible people.
no, obviously. I mean, we're fucking hanging out now, man. It's fucking killer. And it's funny too, because I don't want to, I'm 45 and whatever, man. I'm over a lot of shit, but I still fanboy about certain things because, I mean, I was fucking 16, 17 when you guys... How old are you now?
51.
51. Yeah,
Not
so
to brag.
Right. So I'm 45. So, I mean, in 1990, 91, I was 17, 18. And, a few years older. But, I mean, just... It still blows my mind, man, because, I mean, like, we're all just good people, and we all love fucking death metal, and we all love the underground and all this shit, but I still fanboy a little bit, man, and I just want to say, I mean, I thank you for all the years that you've brought the killer, man. I just want to thank you, man.
Well, no problem, man. We're happy to do it. I feel the same way. I remember when we played Hole in the Sky in Norway. Oh, this cat she can't make up her mind. Hello, are you coming in again? I'm going to shut the door on you. She's going to walk right back out. I guarantee it. But anyways, I remember we played with Venom at Hole in the Sky, and we saw Kronos come, walking through the parking lot, and everyone's like hanging out, and I felt like I was 14 again. So I mean, I
dude,
totally,
dude,
totally,
exactly, man.
I had this weird inner conflict in my head. I'm like, you want to go, talk to Kronos, but what if he's a dick? What if he's like a total jerk, and you never want to listen to Venom again, or something like that? And I had this like 30-second inner battle with myself. Ultimately, I'm like, if you don't at least try, you'll never forgive yourself. So we all walked up, we're like, Kronos, yeah, shake your hand, whatever. And he was super cool. We're like, oh, this is so good.
Good.
So I walked away with a, positive experience.
Good. Good, man. Yeah. Because, and that's the thing, too, right? And that's the thing, man. Like, it was like, when we started connecting with a few people through this documentary and everything like that, it's like, You know, we're talking with Jeff Becerra. We're talking with fucking, you know, Gene Hoglan and all this stuff, right? And it's like, we grew up. We're a few years younger than you, so you had a little jump start on us. So you're a few years older than us, and we were the ones that were sitting and like all of a sudden Earache gets fucking big with, you know, Grind Crusher, and Peaceville starts coming out with all this shit. And you guys were the bands, man. And it's just funny because, I mean, I have a 20-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid, and, you know, I've been there, done that now. But it's still funny to be like, holy shit, it's Chris Reifert, man. It's Chris Reifert, man. It's fucking awesome, dude.
We're just fans too, you know. Honestly, that's why we do this,
and that's why you're still doing this, exactly. And the fact that and the fact that you said that the Critical Madness demo was after that movie, it blows. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that was a regular staple on the horror watch list.
Yeah. So you were a big VHS guy back in the day?
That's how you watched movies at that point. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. So what were some of your big ones back then, though?
As far as horror movies, the ones we already discussed, of course. Make Them Die Slowly was another one. That was good. Let me think.
Well, because you were a big pen pal with Mark Impetigo, Mark Sawickas.
I'm still friends with Mark.
And still friends with Mark. Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
We actually we saw Mark in Chicago back in March.
Yes, with actually, hold on a sec here. You guys ended up playing a fucking killer show. Oh, what's up with here? And you ended up, guys, playing with this band Molder.
Oh, they were good, man.
Because they're Autopsy fans.
I don't know if that's why they're good, but they were good. They were doing it right. That was when we play Chicago. We've played there 4 times now. We it's just such a fun place. Reggie's. We try and like construct these bills that, you know, we'd like to be kind of like hands on and make it a really cool event. And, you know, sort of like hand pick the lineups. But in this case, the promoter from Reggie's recommended Molder. He's like, yeah, there's this local Chicago band called Molder, and, you know, it'd be cool if they played. And I looked them up and listened to them, like, yep, for sure. You know, they're a good fit.
Cool.
So they were amazing. And then what else? We had Professor Black on that bill as well, who were awesome. And Cyanide, you know, Cyanide, right? So it was so badass. But yeah, Molder, man, total points to them.
Yeah, totally, man. But like again, bringing up Mark from Impetigo, huge horror fan. Yeah. I'm sure you guys were like the tape traders of horror back in the day too.
No, we used to just like write letters, and Mark had his Uniforce fanzine.
Yep, totally.
So I know we did at least one interview with Autopsy for that, but yeah, just more like, you know, like Sweet. Pen pals, you know, that kind of thing. And
yeah, man.
We probably traded each other's records when they came out, you know. I still have my original Impetigo albums from, you know, I don't get rid of anything.
Good.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, we saw Mark in Chicago, and I just texted with him, I think yesterday. Sweet. About this show, as a matter of fact. He's probably watching right now.
Yeah, he said he said he was off work, so it's like, yeah, Mark, what's up, bud?
What's up, Mark? How's it going, man?
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. I'm assuming you were a big Impetigo fan also?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Dude.
Yep, still am. Yeah, those records are fantastic.
Honestly, man. Man. So, have you been keeping up with a lot of new death metal nowadays? Because I know a lot of you old school guys, it's like you guys have been playing this for 30, 35 years or whatever, right? And a few of you are just like, as much as I love death metal, I play it enough, I don't need to listen to it anymore. Do you actually still listen to it?
I do. Not all the time. I mean, my listening tastes are so all over the place that, when I don't just only listen to death metal.
Totally.
Sorry.
Totally.
It's disappointed. I've just got to be honest with you. Yep. But, I mean, the other day I got in this mood. I'm like, I want to hear all my, records from like 91 or 92. I, busted out my like Grave and Unleashed records and all this stuff. It sounded fantastic. But I don't also say like, after 93, I don't listen to death metal. I still,
right.
Like Molder or something like that. If there's a band that's killer, they're fucking killer,
Totally, man.
So they're still.
So do you still dig into music, or do you just kind of stay with a certain era?
No, I like everything from all eras. As long as it sounds good in here, that's all and good up here. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Oh, the cat needs to come out again. Okay, you can go. Can't stand to be locked in or locked out.
So a lot of your records and CDs, what is a lot of that in the background?
This is my metal section here. I've got like the rock section over there, and like I've got a whole Zappa section over there. That's just Zappa.
Big Zappa guy, eh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice.
This is the metal zone behind me here.
Ah, so is that a lot of new, old stuff, or mixed?
Mixed.
Killer.
Yeah, all eras.
So when you say Zappa, I'm not a gigantic Zappa guy. I'm trying to find, where his groove is, right? Because he was never into drugs. He was a smoker, but he didn't drink. So I'm trying to find his vibes. What are the albums that Zappa, that somebody you would say is like, I need to hear some Zappa, so it's not like Joe's Garage. So what would be the albums?
The Zappa universe is a vast one.
It's huge, right?
I mean, that's hard. I think if I can only have one album, it might be One Size Fits All. But man, that's hard because it's. I mean, it just varies so drastically from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s up to the end of his career life. I mean, there's so many different avenues to explore, but some of my favorites would be like One Size Fits All, Joe's Garage, Chic Your Booty, You Are What You Is, Zoon Allures, Man from Utopia, Weasels Rip My Flesh, Chunga's Revenge, Hot
So all of it. Yeah, I know, exactly. We're back here again. Oh, I guess we gotta have a shot.
Well, there we go. I think we're back.
So all of it is what you're saying. The early years.
I don't know. I mean, I think I've got about 70 Zappa albums.
Wow.
And that's not all of them. There's some more I don't have. But yeah, it just depends on what kind of mood you're in,
Right. No, totally. So with Autopsy, though, you guys tried to stay like dirgy and doomy with like somewhat. Yeah. There we go. We'll go. Yep. We're doing it. All right, there we're back. Oh. So when death metal was starting to kick in, a lot of it was trying to be faster and everything, but you guys tried to keep a doomy, like just a dirgy sludginess to it. What was that about?
That would be due to us liking bands like
Celtic Frost,
Black Sabbath, of course, like Trouble and Candlemass and Witchfinder General and Saint Vitus and all that stuff. That was like bands that we liked to listen to a lot. So and we were never kind of like a blast beat band or anything like that. We really wanted to accentuate the heavy.
Right.
So that's where that came into the picture.
Right, yeah. Especially with the Bay Area, a lot of thrash, a lot of that style or whatever. Everything was a lot of fast, right? And
we were definitely rebelling against the whole thrash scene, too. Right. I mean, now looking back now, like, I was kind of rough on that whole thing. There was kind of also sort of like some weird egos at the time, like in the Bay Area in particular, death metal was definitely frowned upon. Like, some people just didn't understand why you would possibly want to listen to or play that stuff. It was like, all right, you've crossed the line, buddy. I don't understand the lyrics and blah, 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 blah. Yep. So that was fuel for our fire.
Right. But
it just made us want to do it even more and rebel and be heavy.
But you're obviously into the scenes then, but you just still, like you said, you just wanted to have that fuck you. There's some heavier shit out there, and we're going to try to annihilate you guys with this dirty, fucking just Celtic Frosty style doom riffs, right? Oh, no, we're not here. We're not here. We're not here. We're not here. There we are.
Oh.
There we are.
I think we may be back.
Maybe for now. Because you almost wanted to do like the fuck you to we're bringing the slow back and the doom and the death metal and the heaviness back, right? While all the Bay Area stuff was going, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. There we go. Yeah. No. Oh, we're back. We're back. I'm getting maybe I shouldn't anymore. But so you were trying to be like, we love the Bay Area, we love the heavy, we love the thrash and stuff like that, but there needs to be some sort of fuck you to we're going fucking doom and slow and just grunge. Like, not grunge, but, yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we were making a statement.
Yeah, exactly. And you have kept literally this, I wouldn't say the same sound, but the same aesthetic to your songwriting as it was 30 plus years ago now.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Autopsy sound. We gotta keep it intact.
Totally.
We're not going to try and push musical boundaries or anything. If you liked us before, you probably still will, and if you didn't like us before, you probably still won't.
That's awesome, man. And that's just how the scene should be, right? I mean, it's like you either like us or we don't give a fuck. We're still going to keep playing the same shit we love anyways.
Unstable internet connection.
You're pretty much just like, we don't give a fuck. You either dig our tunes or we don't give a shit. We're just going to keep doing what we love anyways.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's been since day one. Yeah.
So is a lot of the new stuff horror related? Like, who's doing the lyrics for this stuff nowadays?
I mean, anyone's welcome to write lyrics. I've got a bunch of stuff I've written. At some point, I get tired of writing about getting your arms and legs ripped off or whatever.
Right.
I need to, mix it up a little bit, but so, try and write some kind of more like psychologically horrific things sometimes, but sometimes you need to write about getting your arms and legs ripped off. So, yeah. So I've been actually sort of thinking back on horror movies that I used to enjoy and still do, and writing things along those lines.
Yeah, because it can't always be horror, gore, and just brutality. There are those movies, like you said, back in the day, where they kind of treaded, I wouldn't say like a more psychological side to it all too, where you're getting in the mind of a serial killer, or just different aspects instead of just hack slash, kill kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's good to have a mix of both.
Yes, it literally is.
Yeah, whatever fits what the riffs sound like, I think is a good way to think about it.
So
this one sounds like it should be about this or whatever. So
So when you guys write riffs nowadays, so would Eric still be the guy kind of writing some riffs, and then you're like, let's do this, because you're a guitar player also, right?
Yeah, I play guitar, but no, we're good self-editors. Like, Eric would never present a song that he had questions about. He's like, here, I've got this new song, check it out. And I don't think I've ever said like, oh, dude, that song sucks or something. I try and be the same way. I try not to present something where he'd be like, dude, what are you thinking? Or whatever. We're, mostly, I think all of us are like that.
Cool.
We used to, in the older days, sit and like write songs together more often, and life gets busy as you get older,
of course,
and so mostly we just write separately and present things when we feel they're presentable. So yeah, we're good at self-editing. We don't show each other songs that we don't feel fully confident about.
Yeah, man.
So
totally.
Yeah.
Well, because you guys have been hanging out for like 30 plus years now. You would get it by now.
Yeah, we know each other inside and out. We've been friends since we were teenagers.
Cool.
All four of us, we've known each other for a very long time. Even Joe, like, we've known him since he was in Vaughan back in, like 91 or 92. So it all goes back so far. Yeah, man, nowadays now with like cell phones, we just send each other like a cell phone recording, like, here's my new song. Here's the run through the whole thing on guitar, check it out. And
yeah,
we learn each other's stuff, and there you go.
But it almost gets you excited too, because you guys have your all separate lives, and you're doing what you're doing, but technology is actually letting you be like, I can record a riff right now and send it to fucking Eric or whoever and be like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Let's work on shit right now. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, before, you'd have your cassette player and, make a cassette of like the whole song, or the old days we'd actually sit down together and like both have guitars and be like, okay, let's, okay, I've got this riff, and then, someone would have their riff and add on, and next thing you know, you got a song. We used to do that more often. I kind of miss doing that, but life gets busy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I know. We all got our separate lives nowadays too, but it's cool that you guys can keep together and still have somewhat of the same vision.
Oh yeah, no, the vision is 100% intact.
Totally. So once this is all blown over, like you said, you're recording, you're working on some new tunes and throwing some riffs at each other and stuff, and working on a new album.
That's the plan. We were supposed to have recorded it last month, but we all know how that went. So I'm pretty sure we've got like an album's worth of material built up, but now we've got nothing but time on our hands to re-examine everything, and we'll use our time wisely, and by the time we're ready to do something like that, we'll be good and ready for it.
Sweet, right on, man.
We'll see what next. I mean, this year is obviously a wash. There's nothing is going to happen this year, whether it's recording studio or live on the stage or anything like that. But next year we'll see. We'll just keep our fingers crossed and see what happens.
My God, do we ever have to keep our fingers crossed?
Yeah, I know, man. Just gotta roll with it.
Totally, man. Totally. So, as a horror movie person, do you go back to a lot of old stuff, or do you kind of try to check out some new shit?
This may be disappointing to some people, but I don't really watch much horror these days.
Oh.
Every once in a while, I'll see something cool, like when Human Centipede came out, I'm like, yeah, this is great, there really hasn't been that many. Put it this way, once CGI blood started coming out, I'm like, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm done. But sometimes you see things that are cool. Like I think Get Out was really good.
Right.
I like that movie a lot. That was a very clever movie, and kept me guessing. But mostly, I kind of like the same old ones. I like going back to being a kid or a teenager, and I can only watch them so many times.
Right.
So.
It's true. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. I totally get it.
Next thing you know, I'm watching like Almost Famous or Dirty Rotten Scoundrels again, or something like that.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a great movie, though.
That actually came on yesterday, and I watched it for probably the 300th time, and it was still great. So, but if The Beyond came on TV, I would absolutely sit down and watch it. There'd be no question.
Right. Yeah, totally. But that's the thing though too. As much as I try to seek out the new movies to give me those old feelings, it doesn't happen often. So you get discouraged from trying. Yes. You get discouraged from trying to dig for new stuff, and then you're just like, "Fuck it, I'm going back to Zombie. I'm going back to Don't Torture a Duckling and kind of stuff." Right? Like it just it keeps happening. But there is a streaming, like a Netflix. I guess if you're familiar with Tubi, Tubi, it's a streaming service that has tons of old shit on there, and they play a lot of old stuff, but they play a lot of new stuff also. So if you get annoyed with the new stuff, you go right back to like House on Sorority Row or The Mutilator or stuff like that, right? So it just ends up, So if you're a fan of the old school shit, like I said, Tubi is a new streaming site that's kind of like Crave TV or Shudder or something like that, but you don't need to sign up for a membership or anything. It's totally free, and they play tons of old stuff. But I end up going back to the old stuff all the time because the new stuff, it just doesn't give me those feelings like I did when I was a kid. Yeah,
no, that's cool. I'll keep that in mind because I've got like cable with 1,000 channels on it,
but nothing on.
Nothing. I'm like, okay. I find myself doing the same thing. I'll go through like.
And it's out. Oh, I love it. All right. Well, turned off. Uh-oh. And we're back.
Yeah, I heard you screwing the cat back on. So. Yeah, can't forget the water.
Yeah, every time, in between, man. So I don't wake up with a hangover. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, because as you get older, you're kind of like, so what I did before didn't always work, but when I do now is when I drink water in between drinks, I don't wake up as bad.
Yeah, once you weed out like the the Coca-Cola or whatever, replace with water, you'll be doing much better.
It's totally true, man. It's hilarious.
Yeah, learn that the hard way.
Oh, totally. I don't want to keep you too long, man, because I know I'm sweating too, and I keep dabbing myself with my fucking napkin and everything like that. So, like you said, you've been working on some new shit, but then we all got fucked up by this whole scenario going on. Anything else you'd like to add before we head out? Any new little things happening in the background?
Just kind of more of the same, doing autopsy still going,
and it cuts out. It cut out perfectly. It's funny because during that whole time you cut out. No, and you cut out again. And you cut. There we go. We cut out again. Oh, fucking internet.
Yeah.
Holy
shit. There might be a couple people watching still. You never know.
I'm pretty sure. There's a couple people still hanging out in there.
Nice. the diehards.
Oh, totally, man. Well, I mean, because we're all still hanging out. We're all not sure what's going on. We're all getting told all this fucking stupid shit, but at least we can kind of get back on hanging out with death metal and talking some old school shit and everything like that, because we need that. I don't even know what to fucking say anymore.
I know what you're getting at.
Totally, man. And I'm glad, and I'm thankful that you were able to hang on. And unfortunately, during our internet connections, we were still good and still having fun. And I hope everybody else out there had fun. So yeah, I don't want to keep you too long, man, because like I said, man, it's fucking hot out. And holy shit.
It's toasty.
It's totally toasty. Right on, man. So I appreciate, man, everything that you've been up to and what you brought to the table. And I hope we can, like I said, I hope we can hook up eventually to sit down and have a proper hangout.
So I'm sure it'll happen, man. I don't see why not.
Cool, man. Much appreciated, dude. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hey, right on, Cam. Good to talk to you. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for anyone that's been putting up with the poor internet connections and all that stuff, But yeah, hopefully, we'll see everyone soon, and hopefully I'll see you again soon, man.
Totally. Rock and roll, my brother.
All right, cheers.
Take it easy, man. All right, let's see if we can actually end this. All right, how does this work here? Okay, do we do this? Then we do that. Oh, there we go. Cool. I've never used Zoom before, so I don't know how that worked. Yeah, I've never used Zoom before. So, yeah. I just want to say, it's right there. I just want to say, fucking A, everybody. I hope everybody had a sweet time. We had pretty fun. I don't know. Maybe that's okay. Anyways, just want to give a big shout out to Undeath out of Rochester. They just announced today that they were hanging out with Prosthetic Records, and their new album's coming out soon. So, just want to throw that out there. And, man, that was Reifert of Autopsy. And, you know what? think the lady's watching some movies upstairs. So I'm going to go join her right now. And thank you very much. We do have more shit coming up. Just been busy. As things are opening up, we're kind of, getting back our rabid dog films shit in motion again. Shooting some videos, working on some things and stuff like that. So that's just what we got to do, man. It's passion, right? And I want to bring this death metal back into fucking play. Because there hasn't been enough death metal in my life. There is, but you need that interaction sometimes. The hangouts, fucking record listening parties and all that kind of shit too, right? You need that once in a while. And it's nice to have these interviews because that gets you back into that groove again too, man. Because we're hanging out with a few people, whatever like that, right? But man, it's your death metal friends, man. It's like there's this thing when you hook up with your death metal friends. Fuck, dude. It's insane. So anyways, hey, man, thank you very much. That was a blast. There's shit coming up. I can't schedule anything right now, but stuff's happening. And I got a fucking Tashiki on.